Well, welcome back, everyone. Well, as you know, the ice is out in Lake George. That's jargon for the fact that the ice is gone and boating season is right on its heels. And so we've decided to do a series which you probably know because we did cars. Now we're doing boats and we want to do motorcycles. So we looked around, and of course, an expert in that field is Rick Schrade. And welcome back, Rick.
Thank you, Jesse.
Nice to have you here.
It's great to be here.
You were here last, and we were talking about cars and, of course, the conditions on the roads at the time and all that other stuff. And it was very helpful, that interview. Thanks. But now we got boats, different beast. Now, you're the expert. There are real particular issues related to marine boat use, boat insurance, and stuff like that. As an older dog, we used to take a course to get even to become aware of the things that are on the water that you should be aware of. I don't see that anymore. What do you see?
Well, you know, I just counted up the time I've been boating. It's been almost 51 years, I think I've been boating. I think when my dad first took us up to Thompson's Lake above Albany County to boat in a little small lake and fish for little sunfish with our little 6-horsepower Johnson way back when in the 60s. That was my introduction to boating, and then sailing, and I've owned boats ever since. And I see today a lot of people become very complacent on the water. You look at the Saratoga Lake and Lake George regionally. You go out on a Saturday afternoon, it seems like it's a madhouse out there.
Yes, it does.
I'm seeing a lot of people who are inexperienced going out and buying boats because we have a lot of disposable income in the area, a lot of boat dealers in the area, a lot of boat shows, making it look very easy to go out and boat. Just as if you have a car, you know, people start driving with training at age 16. People many times are exposed to a boat once they have disposable income, maybe in their 30s or 40s, may not have boated before. First time boating. They go out and buy a boat. They're the family person, couple of children on board, their spouse on board, and now they're suddenly the captain of the boat without proper training.
Yes, right. You know what, I see it firsthand too. Before we went on air, Rick and I were talking, and we're both boaters from, I swear to God, we're 5 years old, 6 years old. So when you say a 6-horse Johnson, I know exactly that motor. So, but the issue is here, boating seems to be such an easy luxury to get into, right? You go to a boat show, the boat looks beautiful. Someone talks to you about buying that boat, you know, oh, I can afford the larger boat. That's always a trap, isn't it?
Sure, because you have 180 payments. Nothing against buying bigger boats.
Right.
You know, all the more power to people when they can buy what they can afford. But you have to be aware of your limitations. There are limitations in everything you buy. Just as if you have the money to go out and buy a Lamborghini and go 180 miles an hour, you probably prudently shouldn't do that. Just like buying a fast boat, big boat, you have to know and have the proper training. And there are a lot of power squadron courses out there available to make people aware of what's going on with the new rules of the road and the proper way to pass boats, the proper way to the dock, the proper way to signal certain actions on the water, because it's a totally different animal than being in your car. Right. And I think that's what I'm most concerned about is people out there buying their first time boat, fishing boat, sailboat, and they don't know quite what they're doing. They think they do. They've read some books, seen things on YouTube. YouTube never existed when you were a little kid. And they take as much training as they can, but they get out there in the real life situations, and you have real people on board. They may not have proper safety equipment, flares, fire extinguishers, first aid kits, simple thing as a Band-Aid to be able to treat it, because you're in the middle of the water. And the other thing we were talking about before we came on air is the lack of people. You look at an average boating day, very few people are wearing life preservers. And no one wants to wear the big orange things you might buy at Walmart or Sears. But there are more advanced devices. There are automatic inflation things, less obtrusive on your body, that you may want to consider wearing. A little bit more expensive, but it may make it more attractive for you to wear it on a daily basis. We were also talking about the situation in Miami where a person fell out of the boat, and the boat was on autopilot. It went away. He just took off 10 miles off shore, no boat, no life preserver, no nothing, and he has to swim to shore. Tethering yourself to a boat when you're out boating by yourself, which is not highly advisable, but does happen sometimes. Everyone's busy. You want to go out, take your boat out for a day, you should be tethered to your boat.
Well, you know what? You really sound like the voice of experience here, and I know you deal with a lot of clients who come to you for marine insurance, and this advice is great. I want to try to encapsulate a little bit of this. These safety courses that we're talking about, I can't tell you how beneficial they are. And you're right, you're out on the lake on the weekend, regardless of the lake, people tend to drink and run around. It's the weekend, it's their time off, it's leisure time. But you see people that don't even know the difference between a red buoy, a green buoy, a marker, a danger marker. I can't even tell you the things I see, and certainly don't understand the right of way. And the last thing you want to do is challenge somebody, because if they don't know what they're doing, you're putting yourself at risk.
And there are great courses. One course I took is recently, I think it was 2010, and even though I've been boating for 45 years at that point, or almost 50 years, a power squadron course at Hudson Valley. I think the course may have cost me $50.
Yeah.
And it does make you eligible for insurance discounts across the board.
Yeah,
any company you're with, doesn't matter. They'll give you a power squadron, captain's license, any of those discounts for any kind of squadron course. And it's also a sequential thing. You can move yourself up and take more advanced courses as you go along, in addition to the basic course.
Well, Rick, thank you for coming in and giving us an update on boating. I can't wait to get on the lake myself.
Absolutely.
You probably can't wait.
No, can't wait
either. And you know what? I think the important thing here is, if you're a boater, take a course, refresh yourself and refresh your memory on some of the rules of the road. And some things change. Of course, drinking and driving, which tends to be something when you're on a boat that tends to happen more than when you're in a car, because it's that weekend and it's a leisure thing. And make certain that you've got the proper gear. Things like a first aid kit that get kind of moldy after one, summer season. A flashlight, an oar, really.
And might I mention one more thing?
Yeah,
if
sure.
you don't remember, a ticket's a ticket.
Yeah, right. That's it. That's true.
Ticket on a boat is ticket on your car.
That's right.
Ticket on your
Sure.
motorcycle.
It hits your record.
It hits your record
Yeah,
and your
it does.
DMV record. So resist that.
Can't wait to have you back to talk about motorcycles
Absolutely.
and the issues related to that.
Love
Thanks
it.
very much for
Okay,
coming in.
thanks very much.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.